From a young age, we are instructed to choose a particular path, attend school, achieve excellent grades, land a nice job, and advance in our careers. What comes next then, once these milestones are reached? What should you do with your newly acquired money? After the good job phase, the emphasis on financial advice seems to fade away. There is conflicting advice about where to place your money and in what sequence when it comes to payday. Do you pay off your debts first? Do you save first? Or do you make investments first? We live in constant worry about making incorrect decisions. So, what is the best sequence to invest your money in? Welcome to Financial Flipside. In this video, I'm going to share with you what, in my opinion, is the best way and sequence to invest your money and prepare you for the future. First, establish a safety net. You want to have a safety net before you make investments in the stock market, real estate, or equipment for your new firm. The very first action you should take is this. Prior to anything else, your first priority should be to deposit 1 month's worth of expenses into a high-return savings account that you can quickly access whenever you need to, fee-free. Here, I need to make something clear. Is it more financially advantageous for you to pay off your debt before making emergency fund contributions? Yes, it is the answer. However, psychological comfort comes from knowing you have a tiny emergency fund and won't need to incur debt to cover an unforeseen need, which relieves you of a lot of unnecessary worry. Being mathematically optimal is distinct from being psychologically ideal. This emergency cash needs to be kept out of sight. Forget that. It's even out of sight. Start with a month's worth of expenses. Most minor emergencies will be covered by this. And after taking care of the next step, which is paying off your high-interest debt, you can consider adding to it. Adult debt is prevalent, and we have come to accept this as the norm. We could have purchased a second-hand car instead of the new one we did. To impress people we don't even like, we might have purchased items we didn't really need. Additionally, one of the main issues with debt is that it limits your monthly income. Saving money and your ability to do other things are severely constrained if you have high-interest debt that is eating up your income. Instead, concentrating on paying down debt will provide a guaranteed, risk-free, and tax-free rate of return. If you have credit card debt and the interest rate is 20%, paying it off will guarantee a 20% return on the principal, which is the interest you will no longer be paying. Numerous experts on personal finance will advise you to do step 1 because it is free money, which is number 3 on my list of priorities. However, since you'll gain from it in 20, 30, or 40 years from now, I don't think it makes sense to rank this as the top item. And if you can't start getting your finances in order today, it doesn't matter. Therefore, once steps 1 through 2 have been completed, you should accept the match that your company is providing for your retirement fund. Different countries have different names for this. The term 401k is used in both the US and the UK. This means that your employer will contribute an equal amount to your pension for every pound or dollar you contribute. Therefore, if you earn $100,000 and invest $4,000 of it toward your workplace pension, your company will match your whole contribution. In other words, you immediately receive a 100% return on your investment. Keep in mind that this is not the maximum amount you are permitted to donate. You just need to contribute what is necessary in order to receive the full match. Otherwise, you are essentially throwing away free money. Step 4 is to have an additional fund. Imagine the freedom and stability you'd have if you always had 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in your bank account. You'd be confident that everything would be taken care of if anything unexpected occurred, such as losing your job or your business failing. This is the time when you want to have enough cash on hand so that, in the event of an emergency, you can help yourself and not rely on credit card debt to get you out of trouble. You want to determine the exact minimum that will allow you to survive. Your monthly expenses, including fixed and variable costs, should be multiplied by 3 to 6 months if you are hired, or by 9 to 12 months if you are self-employed. This amount, which is distinct from the safety net we discussed in the previous point, is your emergency fund. This applies to the more significant financial shocks with longer-term effects that we just stated. Now that you've done that, this is where the fun begins, since you've finished setting the foundation for a financially free future. You can now make investments and take care of your other financial needs. Thus, investing in a tax-advantaged account is the next step. It's one of the most tax-efficient places you can invest your money to increase it, which is why you should do it without a doubt. Most other investments include a tax of some kind. The majority of the time, capital gains tax is due when you purchase a share and profit from it. But you can protect your profits from taxes by investing through a tax-advantaged account, such as an ISA in the UK or a Roth IRA in the US. Therefore, if at all possible, you should use these accounts to their fullest potential. Next comes debt with a low interest rate that must be repaid. Student loans are one example of this. You can decide if you want to pay it off or decide to invest the money, as it might not harm you as much financially. But in my opinion, you should be paying off this debt if it isn't being used to help you earn more money. If it is, you should continue to do so. Therefore, it can make sense if you're investing that money rather than spending it to make payments. But if you are putting off paying off your debt so you can have more money to spend on activities you enjoy, I recommend doing so instead. You should make it a habit to eliminate all of your negative debt from your life. I hope you have learned the correct sequence to achieve financial freedom with the help of this video. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Show your support by liking and sharing this video. To stay informed on key financial topics, subscribe to Financial Flipside and switch on notifications so you'll know when new videos go up.